I don't, okay, St. Francis called his body Brother ASS. Because it was fat and he was always mad at his body, right? So he called it, I'm sorry, I didn't want to say it. But that's what he called it, right? Sometimes we look in the mirror and say, I hate my body. My body's the problem. My body is the problem. And he says, if Christ is in you, the body is still susceptible to the things of sin. It's still susceptible to temptations. It's still susceptible to problems and feelings and emotions. Would you all agree with that? The body is the problem. He says, if Christ is in you, the body is dead because of sin. But look at this. But the spirit is alive because of righteousness. And somebody would say, okay, so we've got this battle, body and spirit, right? But I want you to look at the next text. Say the word but with me. But. Listen, if Christ is in you, the body is dead because of sin, but the spirit is alive because of righteousness. But there's a condition here. There's a change. Something is different. Something is on your side. You have something that changes the circumstance right here. How many like change? Not really, right? But you have something that changes this statement. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? You have a power that changes that statement. But let's read it together. But if the spirit of him who raised Jesus from the dead dwells in you, he that raised Christ from the dead will also give life to your mortal bodies. You see why context is so important? Because we're not talking about dying, we're talking about living. We're not talking about the future, we're talking about now. But if you have the resurrection spirit. How many got the resurrection spirit? If the Spirit of God dwells in you, you have the resurrection spirit. You have the resurrection. How many know that? How many believe that? How many activate that into your daily life? Live by the reality. Listen, it's not just living, it's not just believing, it's not just knowing. It is living actively by the reality and letting it do its work in your life. Not letting your body run your life. We give the body way too much power. How we live this life is through the body. How we feel, how we think is based upon what we feel or how we relate to the world in our body. I'm so sick of feelings. Man, every day I say, God, I gird myself with the truth. Stop me from feeling. Help me to believe. I'm tired of going my life groping through feelings. Anybody else? You feel your way through life. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of feeling with the body. Do you know that dogs relate to their world by smell? Some dogs can smell miles and miles away. Bloodhounds have an incredible smell. Right? Do you know that polar bears can smell like 12 miles away? Of course, they're in the Arctic, and so there's not a whole lot of trees and other things. But 12 miles, they relate to their world by smell. Snakes, relate to their world by their skin and these little pits they have in their nose. Bats, does anybody know how bats respond to their world or relate? Sound, hearing. Buffalo respond to predators and prey by the herd. I'm tired of relating to my world by the herd. See, these animals relate to their world through their bodies, but you are not an animal.